Welcome to Bitcoin Technical Analysis number 6 on World Crypto Network. Today with guests George, BTC Vix, and Flibber. Thanks for coming on today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Excellent.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, Flibber, welcome to the show. What do you have for us today?
Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick rip through my ideas here. Starting off on the weekly chart, I mean, you can see where it wicked up to and, closed off on. These are pretty kind of like, typical levels expected, on the upside. So again, like these levels, if it's going to continue up, these weekly levels are definitely, you look at these weekly candles, these are definitely levels to be watching. So overall, yeah, a lot of people are saying this weekly bull pennant and stuff like this, and weekly's green, but you can see you've got some grey, which is a bit of indecision, and a light green, which is slowing down the trend. So yeah, okay, fine. So now I'm ripping down to the 3-day. 3-day, like basically we have this bearish pivot just done the other day, and I looked for past bearish pivots. You can see we had one there, and you can see we had one there, and we did get sell-offs after. We were downtrending. I mean, 3-day MACD looks like it's going to cross down here. I know the Litecoin one's going, and we're kind of tightening up a bit as well. Sellers don't seem to really be interested in selling, so we could just tighten until maybe people think, oh shit, we are going to go down, and then it goes down. Which kind of brings me to my 3-day prediction chart I put on a while ago. Like when we're at that top at 295, I said we'd come down. We bounced for the support. We did. We bounced up. We didn't bounce that high on 285. And yeah, I just think like on the 3-day, I just think we might want to just come down and just confirm this level, and kind of similar to what we did here, just really like mince around in it, chop everybody's account up in here. And I think if we did that in like OT long on the weekly support level, and held that, I would really like that rather than just pushing up. I really like the idea of just chopping around, just having another dip down, letting shorts get confident again, wiping a few longs off, and just kind of like building this kind of bigger, overall arching into a kind of, more progressive action. And the other thing on 3-day that I also want to talk about as well was you can see like the tops on Bitcoin, they're always the same. I always the same on every market, but it's always the main top, the subtop. So you can see it here, main top, subtop. This one's got it, main top, subtop. Not really on that one, but this one's got it as well, main top and the subtop with a 3-day bearish pivot and 3-day MACD. And so kind of I'm watching that as well. So it kind of fits my 3-day prediction chart. Coming down to daily, daily is actually confirmed reversal for upside. Came down into this 3-day support level. And this has been a nice range here. This is like 270 to 280 on Finex. They were buying here. The big pockets were definitely buying here, and I think they're going to be keen to support that if it wicks down again. Like just jumping to the order book here on Finex, you see between 270. I mean, what are we talking about here? 270 is like 12,000. And like 270, what? 8 is like 2,000, 10,000 over an $8 range. And yeah, it could get pulled, but I don't know. That's all like bottom wick on that support level, and maybe they are going to just soak everything up there and accumulate there. And maybe the reason why we haven't. So if we go down maybe like to the 12-hour, I never like to go straight up. After these charts, you see like here we sold down, up, down. I mean here we just took off. We're getting aggressive there though. But I kind of like these kind of like double bottoming, like here, double bottom here. I like these like support retests. And I just think that like, maybe big money kind of liked accumulating here. And they're going to be, and nobody's kind of chased it up a bit on Finex. And maybe they're going to be content to let people flush themselves out of their longs and get a bit scared again while they pile in more. That could be an idea too. So, 12-hour bearish pivot there too. 12-hour Willie sideways, so nothing to read off that. 4-hour then. So getting a good kind of squeeze here between this top of the range we've been pushing at 1768, that kind of 285 level on Finex, and maybe like 282, and yes, it's just kind of compressing here. So I mean, ultimately, I think we're actually compressing in this triangle everybody's drawing. People might just want to watch that, go something like that. People seem to be content to watch this and sit there. So looks like low volume sideways nothingness for the foreseeable future. But yeah, 4-hour Willie turned down. I mean, who cares really if he's gonna surge? But I mean, we could be range bound between these levels as well. Like I drew these lines. Like as soon as we hit this top, I was like, oh, this is the second peak, that it does after the main top. So now, we could just mince around in here, like faking out and doing all this kind of stuff for, until daily tightens really. And if daily tightens, maybe we will go up because daily momentum could be reset, and, squeezes continue along the trend. The daily trend is still up. 12 hours, like if it breaks down and kind of breaks the support, obviously we're going down to this weekly level. And 12-hour EMAs will cross down as well, and people won't be happy with that. But so yeah, this is the hourly. I mean, hourly Willie's pretty low, and generally, is just I don't know. Hourly is just, I think it's too choppy for hourly. But then yeah, the other thing as well is somebody pointed out that somebody has stuck a load of bids up at 340. Like, we don't know why they've done that, but maybe they're looking to accumulate and then start buying, or market buying and pushing it again, who knows. But the other thing, just to close off as well, is like I know shorts are low, and that they've been low since, kind of like start of July, so they've been low, just over a month now. And yeah, they can stay, lower longer, and I can remain solvent, obviously, so don't trade off this, but shorts are low. Like seriously low, like under 10k. That's low, and longs are high. I mean, this is 12-month. We're at 12-month highs, and if we put it into all time, we are at all-time highs, and they could just keep going higher and higher and higher. I mean, the rate isn't that bad. Okay, 0.06, not super good, but yeah, this rate could keep going higher. But overall, we'll see. We'll see. There you go. But kind of hoping for a sell down. I guess we'll see. That's my thoughts.
Okay, thanks a lot, Flibber. Vix, you've got a 12-hour chart for us?
Yeah, well, Flibber pretty much covered everything that I was going to go over, so I just quickly toggled to the weekly chart on Stamp. And we'd been talking about this for a while on the show. We finally broke out of this long-term bear trend here that's been holding us back for, since the all-time high. And, on the weekly, this kind of looks like some kind of flag going on here, maybe a bull flag. But I'm kind of with Flibber. I think we're just going to go into a tightening range of chop suey here for maybe the remainder of the week or so, or longer. But holding this level is pretty important. If we can continue to hold in here, establish a good support base, a good launch pad going into the foreseeable future here as we start to stretch the bands open. That's really all I have as far as kind of the longer term outlook. I've been sitting on the sidelines mostly as I've been watching the same thing Flibber has, where we're having a compressing range again, and taking positions, you just get shakeout after shakeout.
Okay, thanks, Vix. George, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, so I'm just going to show a couple of charts. First, I'll start with a comparison of Bitcoin versus a bunch of other asset classes since the beginning of June. And as you can see, it's pretty much outperformed all of them. But what's most telling about this chart really is, it versus oil and the Shanghai and other commodities. I mean, they've all gotten crushed, and Bitcoin hasn't. And it's interesting because a lot of people have compared Bitcoin to commodities, and it seems to be decoupling from that theory in a lot of ways. One of the only things that's been pretty strong is the U.S. dollar, and that's up very slightly in this time frame. Even if you move this into July, Bitcoin's still outperforming everything else, 9% versus everything. So if you look at oil here, even it's down 25% just in July alone. So I have in here the S&P as well, and the Nasdaq and gold. So Bitcoin has been relatively strong versus most other asset classes. The next thing I'll go to is just a chart. This is just Bitcoin versus the Shanghai since the breakout occurred, and obviously we've talked about this before, that there is some relationship of the two, and as the Shanghai continues to be weak, Bitcoin seems to be having some strength. So I put a chart up of the Shanghai just here, looking at that. It's gotten up above its 200-day moving average again, and it looks like every time it gets below that, the People's Bank of China is making an effort to get it back up by propping up the stock market. So I'm thinking maybe we're seeing a bottoming here, and the RSI down below is telling me that there's some strength coming in, even though the price is low. So I think that what they're doing will probably cause a temporary bottom, and I wonder how that will react with the Bitcoin price. But as you can see, I put the Bollinger Bands in too, and they're just massive. Volatility obviously is all over the place in this chart. Another chart I have is the US dollar and the strength it's had, and how that's going to impact the Bitcoin price. As we've mentioned many times here, many people on the show, there is a negative correlation between the US dollar and Bitcoin, and US dollar is back up at its April highs, just about right there. And US is talking about raising interest rates, so it'll be interesting to see how the dollar reacts to that. It will either strengthen or it'll cause a sell-off. I mean, most people are speculating it'll strengthen. We'll see how much of that's baked into the price already. I would assume it would continue strength, so I wonder what that means. For Bitcoin, it probably won't help as far as price chugging away. And then that brings me to my last chart here, which is really just the price since the beginning of 2015. And it's been range bound this whole entire time, from 220 to 300, a little below 300 actually, like 295-ish. Hit some levels and it keeps bouncing around in here, and I anticipate it will probably continue doing this. I think, again, we've talked about this too, but that 200-day exponential moving average continues to be big support. Breaking through there would not be a good thing, and right now it sits at approximately 273 or something like that. So I mean, I continue to see a lot of range-bound activity, and the one thing that concerns me and has been concerning me for quite a while is the volume on the upside, and there just hasn't been much at all. And I don't see how it's going to break above this big resistance level around 295 to 300 unless some big volume comes in, and that's upside volume. And I don't think it's going to happen. I just haven't seen anything to tell me that volume is going to come in. So that's been bothersome. But yet we continue to consolidate above this 200-day exponential, and I don't know, maybe we'll get another attack here and there'll be some kind of catalyst to get volume back in. But right now it's just range bound in this area, and that's all I'm seeing out there.
Okay, thanks a lot, George.
Thank you.
Okay, that was it for Bitcoin analysis on World Crypto Network. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Make sure to check out the links in the description to Whale Club, BTC.SX, Pip Foundry, and Hass Online. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.